Hi, welcome back. This is part 2 of Your Life Opportunities. So in part 1 I got you to answer some questions that I asked, so some around things, what you were tolerating, to score yourself from a 1 to a 10 in certain areas of your life, and then give a yes or no answer to other areas. So how did you go with that? Hope you had lots of fun and discovered lots of opportunities for yourself. And did you have any surprises? Don't be disheartened as well if you found that there was lots of things to work on. You've all got to start somewhere, and this is the beginning of it. This, as I said, you've got to start somewhere, and congratulations, because this is the very first step and you deserve it. And it's just very exciting to be able to identify those opportunities for you to work through that you want to do and achieve in your life. So as I said, work through one thing at a time. So if you found through lots of things, just break it down. Only work up to 3 goals at once. If they're really big, just focus on one at a time. You don't want to be too overwhelmed by it or anything like that. And there's lots of time to work on many things, but just work on one thing at a time so you can really put that focus into it and achieve, and just be proud of yourself for getting there. On the areas that you scored from a 1 to a 10, if there was any areas where you scored yourself an 8 or a 9 or 10, are you selling yourself short in any way? Did you really dream big? So if there's anything else that you can picture that you want in your life, so it might be fantastic at the moment, but is there something more that you can do that you've always dreamed of, that maybe you can think about and jot down, for those areas that you can reach even bigger dreams and reach, even more potential in that area. So have a think about that, and don't sell yourself short at all, because you do deserve the very best. So what I want you to do is this action plan, which is the next step, is grab your paper again, your notepad and a pen, and we're going to write down do the goal setting that creates the action. So you've got to have the dream, of course, but then you need to put action behind it, because nothing is just going to happen without you really acting on it and making it happen. So for this, I want you to use colour, I want you to use magazine pictures, pictures of yourself, anything. So if you have a photo of yourself looking fantastic, that's your goal, that you want to look back like that again, stick that in there. So anything you can do to really visualize it in your mind of the goal that you want to get to, use all of that. Once you've written all this down, I want you to revisit it twice a week too, or at least once a week, just to keep it fresh in your mind and know what you're working for and why you're working for it as well. So what I want you to write down is what your goal is in 4 months' time. So if I asked you to tell me specifically in 4 months what it is that your goal would be, I want you to write that down. So don't overthink it, and don't worry about if there's too much to do. We want you to do 1 to 3 items. So as I said, if they're big items, big things to work on, just focus on 1. If there's a few smaller ones, you can focus on up to 3. But you really want to be proud of yourself for achieving it, and you don't want to have too many things on your plate at once. You just want to make sure that you're doing this properly, thoroughly, and you're actually achieving what you set out to do. So be really specific, as I said, and don't give yourself options. So don't say, well, if my husband gets a job in the city, I will do this. Or if my daughter starts drama classes, I will do that. This is about you. So focus on what you want to do. And remember, focus on things that you can control. So don't focus on things that you can't make any impact in. Of course you can dream about things, but if you can't change some things, perhaps you just need to focus on the things that you can really change and impact in your life. So just remember that as well. Okay, so congratulations. Now that your goal is written down, I want you to break it down into bite-sized pieces. So I don't want you to get overwhelmed by the end piece. So again, if your goal is to lose weight, say for 10 kilos in 4 months, for example, sometimes the 10 kilos seems like a really big piece to get to. But if you break it down, so for every month you want to lose 2 to 3 kilos, it seems like a lot more doable and a lot manageable. So I want you to break it down to something that you seem, that feels more comfortable with you, and it seems a lot more possible to achieve. So then a list around this goal. So again, write these down. So the steps you need to do to achieve it. Again, we need action. So we can all dream big, which is fantastic, but you need action behind it to make it happen. So list down the steps you need to achieve it. Then I want you to list down the reasons why you want to achieve it. And then the benefits to you in achieving it also. And who and what you have as support. So do you have people, videos, the gym? What is it that you have around you that will support you to reach your goal? So if you don't have support, make sure you find something or someone that can help support you to get there. So have a think about as well any blocks that may cause you to stumble in reaching a goal. And directly opposite this, I want you to list the strength and support you have around you that you could use should it be necessary for you. So to combat that. So for example, if you identify something that may slow the process in reaching the goal, I want you to list directly opposite. I want you to have something there, more importantly, to have in your action plan of how to combat that should that arrive. And ta-da, there you go, you have it. So that's great. Again, add pictures to it, add colour, anything that excites it and just really helps to create that visualization for you as well. And feel so very proud of yourself because this is the first step in reaching that goal. So every day is a little bit closer, so congratulations. So this whole process might take you an hour, it might take you more, might take you a bit less depending on how much you want to put into it. But it is really important that you write it down, so stay focused and that you reach your achievements. So it's great stumbling across old things too like this. So for example, I found something not long ago that some goals that I'd written down about 6 years ago, I hadn't put as much thought or focus as what I'm asking you to do. But it's funny the things that I had achieved just from writing it down and having them clear in my head. And I'd lost that bit of paper and I found it again. So I do my goal setting a lot differently now, but it's funny just how you can find back and say, wow, I've achieved this, I did that. So that's really exciting and it's good to reflect back on that as well. So remember, this is going to take work. You need to dream, but you need action behind that dream. So congratulations on taking the first step. Best of luck, have loads of fun. After all, this is your step in becoming the most amazing you. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.